Welcome everybody to Dialar's Twi'lek Tactics. In this Eternal Evolution video, we're going to be discussing the best characters in the game. Now, I'm not going to say 1 through 5, these are the best. We're actually going to break it down into categories, because you need, like say, there's a lot of game modes where you're not going to run a tank. You're just going to run damage dealers and a healer. So we're going to break it down into all the categories that you can get in the game. As well, I'm going to discuss the SSS characters, which are generally going to be at the top of that list, but also the elite counterparts for you free-to-play people, because those are the characters you're going to have coming up. So I'm going to give you both sets of information. Now, I'm going to pop this image up onto the screen really quickly. This is the current tier list as built by Kahlua. He is a moderator over on the Eternal Evolution official Discord, which I'll link the Discord link in the description of this video if you want to go sign up or join that Discord. You can find the tier list section on there where if you have questions for Kahlua, you can ask him. Very, very smart fellow. This list does not have Daniel on it yet, but I'm sure he'll get to it shortly. So if you want this picture, click on that link, join the Discord, and go get it. Now, let's look at tanks first in this game. So, the generally considered, as of December 31st, 2022, the best tank in the game is not actually an official tank class. It is a Vanguard class. The Vanguard class is generally considered much better tanks because not only can they tank, but they can also deal a decent amount of damage. Now, Leo, he came into the game at first. The community got their hands on him, and he was fairly equal to Crete. Now, Crete is going to be number 2, and he's going to be the one the most you have, but Leo is leaps and bounds better in every way than Crete. So if you can build him up eventually, you're going to have the best tank in the game. Crete is no slouch. I have him as well. I don't have Leo built up to Immortal on my pay-to-win account. I don't even have him on... Oh, I just have him unlocked on my free-to-play account. Crete's okay as well. So those are 1 and 2 best tanks in the game. Now, if you can't get them, if you are free-to-play, if you are casual, if you aren't going to be able to save up the limited tickets to get them, the next 2 best tanks in the game... well, I'm gonna give you 3. All right, so Boar is really good. If you can build him up, he is fairly easy to get. But this is all Wenfear characters. Let's go to Atlas. If the one character you're gonna have easily is Artis. Now, Artis is also a Vanguard tank. You will have to build him as a tank if you want him to survive. So I have build guides for the majority of these characters on my YouTube channel, so check those out for the exact way to build them. But Artis also, he will be a very, very good tank for you. And then also is Oak. Oak is also generally considered one of the best non-SSS characters in the game. Next up, we've got AoE damage dealers. So Lukey boy, where is he? Right there. Luke is considered the best AoE damage dealer on paper. Now, I say that because I prefer a different SSS damage dealer who has much more utility across many more game modes in this game, which is why I consider her better than Luke. But if you want to go for Luke, he will not let you down. In my opinion, the number 1 over Luke, and I'm going against the community here, is Ravenna. Ravenna, another SSS character. She is an energy. Reason why I think she's better is because you're going to use her in more game modes. She's not only going to be better, in my opinion, in Disa because she automatically targets the ads. She's better in Sinsaro because she automatically targets the ads with more effectiveness, in my opinion. But she is better in Spider Boss in Guild Hunt. So, yeah, that's what makes her number 1, in my opinion, for AoE damage dealers. Now, if you are not going to get those, who would you go for elite characters? Well, you're going to go for Falvia. She is also really good. You're going to go for Kane. He is also really good. And then you're going to have Nagrama, who is also a very good. He's also energy, so he pairs well with Ravenna. I know there's a lot of other ones that people are going to have. I know the game's going to feed you someone like Omar off the bat. And while he's okay, just keep in mind that, you know, you can use them, but they're not the best. Ornn is by far the worst. Don't go for Ornn. Don't even look at Ornn. Just no. Just no. All right? Okay. So now let's move on to single target damage dealers. Single, multi-target, single target damage dealers. They're, for the most part, they're going to be hunters. And the one that is considered the best, head and shoulders above everyone else, is Emma. Emma is a hunter, and she is just amazing. So Emma is the best single target damage dealer in the game. You also got Azina, who pairs really well with Emma, but is nowhere near in the same class as Emma, even though she is also an SSS character. And then after them, you got a little bit of variety. So in my opinions, if you were going to go for two, maybe three other single target damage dealers, well, let's refer to Kalua's list. Who does he recommend? Let's see if it adds up to what I recommend. So, you know, here's who I recommend. So they put Omar in here. This is for AoE. But if we're looking at single target damage dealers, yeah, he has Emma up top. He's got Azina next up, and then yeah, he's got the characters that I was going to mention. So we do have another SSS character that is considered good, and that is, where is he? Why can't I see him? Ah, right there, Nautilus. Nautilus is good, but he's going to be really hard to unlock, which is why I'm going to kind of exclude him from this list. He doesn't have a banner. You're going to get him through special shard rewards in, I do believe it's basically Twilight Land. So he's good, but he's not going to be included in this list because of his inaccessibility. The elite characters is going to be Sorietta, which you're going to get given fairly early in the game, and she's really good at end game as well. She's got a really good kit. Then we're going to have a Wenfear character. This is the one I consider the best non-SSS single target damage dealer, and that is Taylor. Taylor is just amazing. So you can't go wrong with Taylor. You're going to use him everywhere, even in game modes that you're not supposed to use ranged characters. And then we're going to go to the Terran. We're going to go Bot Mark II. So Bot Mark II is also very, very good, and he's very, very accessible and easy to get. So he's got a good kit, a very good, simple kit. He's easy to gear, and he does what he has to do. He puts defense down. He helps out his team as well as dealing out good damage by himself. So that is the best single target damage dealers. Now let's look at assassins. So assassins are kind of a specialty character. They're going to be your melee damage dealers. Now, if Nautilus was hard to get, the number one best character in the game, the best melee character in the game, is Bailey Hudson. Now, Bailey Hudson, you have to save up 700 tickets, and you can split that between limited and advanced tickets, but you have to, if you want this guy, you have to save your butt off, not spend any tickets, not pull on any banners until you have 700. And then when a recruitment event drops, which is every 2 weeks, you can get him. That's the only way you can get him. And then you can either save up tickets again and wait for another recruitment event, or you can just buy the gene hybrids from the limited banners, the shop, the pity system, to get to power him up. But he is the best, hands down, number one melee character in the game. After him, well, the options are quite limited, really. After him, we've got Randall, he's also an assassin. He's also good. I used Randall effectively very well on my pay-to-win account, and I still use him in Terradome on my pay-to-win account as well. So Randall is also very good. And then we go over to Wenfear, and we've also got Rakana, who is also a melee character and is also an assassin. Now, those would be your non-SSS best melee characters in the game. You can also use, well, I'm not going to discuss him. We'll discuss him later. Now let's look at summoners. Summoners are good. The best is the hands down the best summoner in the game is the newest one. It's Daniel. There is zero comparison. Daniel is by far, he is one of the top 5 best characters in the game overall. And in summoner classes, he's head and shoulders above everyone. After him, you know, Skewer and Hattie are good. But lately, Skewer and Hattie have kind of been overshone by a elite summoner. And that would be Senway. So I would say Daniel number 1. And then I would actually recommend you guys get Senway next. Because he is just turned into a damage machine with him and his summons. Like, he just puts out, and in a lot of cases, he beats Skewer and Hattie, which is an SSS equivalent summoner. And then, so I'd say Daniel number 1, best summoner in the game. And then I'd say after him, Skewer and Hattie and Senway. But if you had to pull on one of the summoner SSS characters, do Daniel first, and then use Senway, pair him up with Senway to get all the effects from the summoners. Those are the only 3 I'm going to talk about. Daniel, Senway, and Skewer and Hattie. Now, let's discuss healers. And there's only 3. But hands down, best healer in the game is Masrani. He, not only healing, he brings so much support in his kit. Be it AoE healing, be it attack boosting, be it shields. This guy's just hands down the best healer in the game. But the one that's a little bit harder to get, but the non-SSS is Serena. Now, Serena, you're going to get, I think, 2 copies of her from the initial 30-day login calendar. Serena is almost on the same level as Masrani, but just not close. She brings defense up to the team, so that way she helps. She's also got really good healing as well, but you can't beat Masrani's attack buff. You just can't. So she is also really good. And I'd be remiss if I didn't discuss Laron. You guys are going to get given Laron after you complete, I think it's floor 30 in Soul Mine. You can use him or her. I think it's got to be a dude. There's no bra. I even still use Laron. Laron's okay, but best healer in the game is by leaps and bounds Masrani, then Serena, and then Laron. But you're gonna need them all, so because those are the only 3 healers in the game for now. Did we miss anything? Let's look at Kalua's list. Oh yes, support. Now we don't have a whole lot of support in this game, like pure support. I'm not talking healers. If I look at support, these are them. Really, you got 3 options. So these are the healers up front. These 3 right here are your support. Now, I can't even remember this guy's name. Hypnos has some use. I've actually used him or her or it or whatever it is to effect on my free-to-play account. But Rez is you're gonna get given him for free if you play the game as a reward from Galactic Arena. You're gonna get if you progress high enough in Summit Arena, you're also gonna get given him or the option to get him as a reward. He is basically a supercharged battery for damage dealers. So he pairs really nice with Ravenna in Spider Boss and Guild Hunt. He pairs really nice with Emma everywhere. He pairs nice with, you can just basically, he provides free ultimates or free energy to characters that are on the same row as him. He's really, really good. Rez is underrated as a character. You do not need him to at high level. Even at this level, he's going to be quite effective for my account. So he is by far the best pure support non-healer character in the game. Anaruda, you can only get him through pulling on advanced tickets. So you're going to get copies of him really, really slow, which is why I'm not going to include him on this list. He is good, but he is still not, him at Immortal. You basically need him with exclusive 30 to even compete with the current copy of Res that you see here on the screen. So, best support class in the game, or support non-healer in the game, is Res. Did I leave anybody out? Kahlua, tell me. No. So, yeah, if we look at tanks, it's got Crete and Leo, but Leo is by far number 1 now. AoE, he says Luke, I say Ravenna. Single target DPS, he says Emma, which we concur. Melee, or assassins, we concur. Summoners, Daniel by far, and I think Senway should actually be bumped up to SS, in my opinion. Just because Senway pairs so well with Daniel. You should probably make a graphic linking those two up top here, and then have Skewer and Hattie right there. Healers, we agree, and then here's supports. We also agree. Now, God discuss Daniel. There is... I don't know why I got out of that. I like the sound in Soul Mine, which is why I picked that one. Let's go back. So Daniel, even though he is a summoner, there's an argument for him being the most useful character in the game, because you use him absolutely everywhere. Like, oh, I left the list up again. And you use Daniel absolutely everywhere, and his summons run the gamut of all the different types of characters. He's got his bear, which is an AoE character. His jaguars are pure melee, but they'll also tank bosses. They can tank bosses. They'll pull the heat off your team, as well as the bear. So he has melee, he has AoE, and then he has his eagle, which is ranged AoE. And then he himself is ranged AoE. So he's got everything. Or no, he himself is ranged single target. Sorry. The jaguars are melee single target. The bear is... well, you place it wherever you want, so it is... It's just AoE because it's stationary, and the eagle is ranged AoE. So this guy has everything in his kit. You could almost plop him into many of the different categories. I use him in Terradome as well, even though him and his eagle are not doing anything. He does enough damage with his jaguars and his spear. So, yeah, that guy, amazing, very, very cool. I will link the card in the top corner at the end of this video on the Daniel, how OP he is, if you want to check that out. So that, ladies and gentlemen, are the best characters, both for every class, SSS and Elite, in Eternal Evolution. I hope this video helped you out. Please leave a comment below. Let me know if you want me to do more videos like this. I'm trying to just get out all my character guides first before I dive more deeply into general content. Plus, you can kind of find this information has been covered by other content creators, but it's all about market share, baby. So tell me down below whether or not you like this kind of content. And until next time, and ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Cheers. Peace. Later. Be good to each other. Happy New Year. Unless you're watching this in the future.